Hey everybody, PT Hilton here to talk about my December to be read list. The books I'm going to be reading this month, December 2014. First up, I've got The Republic of Thieves by Scott Lynch. If you watched my video I posted just the other day, yesterday I think, you know how much I love the first two books in this series. Looking forward to this third one. I'm actually already started it about 100 pages in. And I'm doing this as a group read with a bunch of really awesome booktubers who somehow let me slip in. I don't know why they allowed me in, but they did. And having some great discussion on this book. Very excited. I love the series so much, you guys. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how this third book wraps up. Next up, I got two signed books this weekend at a book sale at Barnes & Noble, so I will be reading those. And that is Yes Please by Amy Poehler. I'm a big Parks and Rec fan, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm sure that'll be hilarious and wonderful. And then I got The Bone Clocks by David Mitchell. I am a big David Mitchell fan as well. I love Cloud Atlas, and even more so, I love The Thousand Autumns of Jacob de Zoet, his most recent book. There's something about his writing. It's so compelling, so rich, so multi-layered that it really, I think about it a lot after I read his books, and I really just have a great experience with them. Also, this is a beautiful book. It's got this cover, and then on the spine, it's got these cool maze thingies. I don't really know what they are, if they're clocks or what. And then the inside cover is really pretty too, or the inside here. Very cool. Next up, I'm going to leave the world of science fiction and fantasy for a minute to read one of my favorite crime authors, probably my favorite living, currently working crime author, and that is George Pelecanos. George has written some great series. He wrote a series about this private detective guy named Nick Stefanos, just a wonderful series. And I recently, just last month, read another series by him about a Marine who comes home and is kind of a guy who will, if you have something stolen, he will work to recover the items, and he takes a cut of whatever he recovers. Great series. I need to do a review of those two books that I read last month. The books are called The Cut and The Double. But this is a standalone book by Pelecanos. I don't know a lot about it. I'll just read you the first sentence of the blurb because I think it sounds interesting. Beneath the floorboards of a house he's remodeling, Christopher Flynn discovers something almost too tempting to resist. What is it? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. The only nonfiction book I'm going to be reading this month is The Canon by Natalie Angier. And the premise of this book is the author went to a bunch of different scientists in a bunch of different fields and asked them the question, what do you wish the general public knew about your field? So she took their answers and wrote this book. So I've heard some really good reviews of this book. It's supposed to be kind of a science education rather than very much different than what we learned in science class, because rather than kind of the educators picking what we're learning, it's actually the end scientists saying, this is the thing that the public doesn't know that I wish everyone understood. It's supposed to be a very enlightening and engaging book. Looking forward to it a lot. Finally, one thing I want to do going forward with my channel and with my reading in general is I want to read and feature more indie authors or self-published authors. Being a self-published author myself, I want to support my fellow indie authors more than I do currently. I do read some, but I want to read more. And I want to feature more of the good ones that I discover on this here channel. So I intend to do that. And I'm featuring two this month that have gotten a lot of praise recently and that I have not read. The first one is Eleanor by Jason Gurley. I don't know too much about this book. I've heard that the less you know about this book going in, the better. And so I haven't even read a blurb or anything. I do know it's listed in like a ton of categories on Amazon. It's like literary fiction, time travel, coming of age. Jason Gurley is known most to me, at least, as a cover artist. He's done a lot of wonderful covers. He did the covers of Hugh Howey's Wool series of books and many other covers as well. But he's also a writer, and I think he's actually retired from doing the cover art thing to focus solely on his writing. This book, Eleanor, was recently picked up by Crown and is going to be published by them, I think, next year. But I figured, hey, why wait? It's available now. I'm going to read it now and see what I think of it. So I will be sure to bring back a full report to you all if it's something I recommend you check out. The final book this month is the other book by an indie author, and that is Pennsylvania by Michael Bunker. This book has been getting a lot of attention. It's a very high concept kind of a thing, and the concept of it is an Amish gentleman is relocating to the world of New Pennsylvania, which, if I understand correctly, is kind of a world that's set up for the Amish to settle and really caters to their lifestyle. I don't know a ton more about this book than that, but the reviews have been wonderful for this book. Everyone's talking about how, the author really portrays the Amish culture with respect and very accurately. I believe he lives in an Amish community himself, the author does, and beyond just the high concept of, Amish sci-fi, so to speak, the reviewers are all mentioning what a wonderful writer this guy is. So I'm looking forward to reading it. I believe it was originally published as standalone novellas, kind of similar to how Hugh Howey did the Wool books, published them as novellas first and then later published the collection. These were published that same way, I think. So the one I'm reading is going to be the omnibus, the collected Pennsylvania, so to speak. So I'm looking forward to that. So those are the books I'm going to read this month. Maybe I won't get to them all. Maybe I'll read more than that. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. That's what I'm looking forward to, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you're reading this month. So if you have a TBR video, maybe post it in the comments below so I can make sure and check it out. That's all for this time. I will talk to you later. Bye.